Real Estate and Utah Home Sweet Home. And today in this video, I'm going to go over a question that I get asked from time to time. It's not a question I get asked often, but occasionally I get asked by a seller, why is my house not selling? And usually it's for two reasons, two primary reasons. One is the price, or two is the condition. So oftentimes, if you're not selling and your home is drop dead gorgeous, you may just be a little overpriced for the neighborhood. And so you may need to do another comparable market analysis, have a real estate agent pull comps, and kind of understand what that price, what the real price of your home should be based off of that neighborhood. And it's possible that you had a comparable market analysis pulled, but the market shifted, the market's changed, and in that particular market where you live, maybe prices have gone down a little bit and you're still listing at the older, higher price. So usually if you're drop dead gorgeous and your house isn't moving, it's because it's overpriced. The other reason is oftentimes condition. Maybe you're priced pretty accurate for the neighborhood. However, when buyers go and look at all the homes in the neighborhood, your home is the one in the most poor condition. It needs work to, remodeling work on the home. And no family wants to move into a house that's going to be a future construction zone, right? Buyers want to move into a home, so when they move in and lay all their furniture out, they're there to live happily ever after. They're not there, they don't want to have to now paint and carpet and fix holes in the walls and have all this dust in their new furniture that they've just bought for that home. So maybe you're priced pretty good for the neighborhood, but out of all the competition that's on the market, it's possible that your home is struggling a little bit based off of the condition from your home to the other homes. Now, sometimes there's a third, and that could be location. Maybe your home is not selling because it sits on a busy street, or I've seen homes that are literally next door. Now, usually there's a fence that separates them, but they're next door to a giant warehouse, like a Costco-sized warehouse. And it's like where the industrial literally meets the residential. And so you're that first home, your next door neighbor is this giant warehouse. A lot of buyers don't want to move into a home that their next door neighbor is a warehouse. Now, you can see I put arrows here simply because both of these scenarios, at the end of the day, can be sold even though it's on a busy street, even though it's next to a warehouse, even though it's in a challenged condition that needs renovation. These properties can be sold, but it boils back down to price. So for instance, let's talk about the home that sits next to the warehouse. You know, this might be a home that is going to have a smaller buyer's pool because most families that have children are not going to want to live next door to a warehouse. But a single individual or maybe a couple with no kids, they may be open to living next to the warehouse. They may be open to living on the busy street, but you've just limited your buyer's pool to only those people. And keep in mind, they're going to be open to it, but they're going to be open to it at a steal, at a great deal, because they're not going to pay neighborhood value to live next to a warehouse, next door to a warehouse, when they can move 2-3 blocks over and buy that house. That's neighborhood value, but not next to a warehouse. So yes, they may consider living there. They may be open to living on the busy street because they don't have children, they don't have pets. They may be open to living next to the warehouse, but they're definitely not going to be open to paying neighborhood value for that. So essentially, yes, you can get the home sold, but it all boils down to price. You may find someone who's willing to move into a home that's going to be a future construction zone, but again, it's going to boil down to price. So at the end of the day, why is my house not selling? Probably overpriced, regardless of the condition, regardless of where it's located. If you feel that maybe your house is, having some difficult times, is having some difficulty selling, and you are open to my opinion, please feel free to reach out to me. I'd be happy to take a peek at your home, dig a little into the research, and kind of see what I can come up with and share with you what I've come up with. My telephone number is 801-810-4475. Again, it's 801-810-4475. And again, I'd be happy to see if there's any particular reason that I can come up with on your particular home, why it might not be selling. All right, guys, I hope you like this video. Please don't forget to subscribe. Also, give it a thumbs up. And again, my name is Yoshi Shiraki with Equity Real Estate and Utah Home Sweet Home. And I hope for those of you who are having some difficulties trying to get your house sold, it's been sitting on the market a long time, I hope this video is kind of an eye-opener, maybe a little bit helpful. Like I said, if you have questions, if it's not quite as helpful as you were hoping, give me a call. Let's have a conversation and see if we can boil down to why your home might not be selling. All right, guys. Again, Yoshi Shiraki, Equity Real Estate and Utah Home Sweet Home, and I will see you on the next video.